Okay, now part 6 of 9 on naming organic compounds. We are going to name ketones and we're still on grade 12 organic chemistry. Okay, so the functional group for ketones is a carbonyl group. Okay, so this is the carbonyl group. To identify the carbonyl group, you have a carbon atom bonded to the oxygen atom by a double bond, and you have carbon atoms on both sides. So you have a carbon atom on the left side and another carbon atom on the right side. Okay, so the letter R represents carbon atoms on both sides of this carbonyl group. Okay, so this is how you can identify the carbonyl group. Okay, so let's answer some questions. Question 1. Write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. Okay, this is the compound. You can see you have the carbonyl group. Okay, you have the carbonyl group. This is the carbonyl group. Always check that this carbon atom, which is bonded to the oxygen by a double bond, is also surrounded by carbon atoms on both sides, on the left side and on the right side. So when you have this, you know that this is a ketone. Okay, this is a ketone. This is how you can identify a ketone. Okay, so this is a carbonyl group. As always, to name ketones, you have to find the longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carbonyl group. Okay, this is the carbonyl group. The longest continuous carbon chain is this one, made up of 3 carbon atoms. Okay, you don't have any branch. After that, you are going to number the chain to give the carbonyl group the lower number. Okay, number the chain to give the carbonyl group the lower number. Okay, in this case, you have 3 carbon atoms. You can see the carbonyl group can only sit on this carbon atom. Okay, it cannot sit on this carbon atom, neither can it sit on this carbon atom. Because for you to have a ketone, you must have a carbonyl group surrounded on the left and on the right by carbon atoms. You can see this is the carbonyl group surrounded on the left and on the right by carbon atoms. So the carbonyl group can only be on this carbon atom, in this case, where you have 3 carbon atoms. Okay, so no need for you to specify. Okay, so after this, you are going to always name the branches first if branches are present. You can see you don't have any branch. You only have the parent chain made up of 3 carbon atoms. Okay, you don't have any branch. After this, you are going to name the chain or the parent chain last. Okay, so the parent chain is made up of 3 carbon atoms. Okay, you are going to use this prefix. Let me show you. You are going to use this prefix, propan. Okay, propan. When you have 3 carbon atoms in the parent chain. Okay, propan. And you are going to follow this with the suffix ONE, 1. Okay, ONE. Now question 2, write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. Okay, this is the compound. You have this compound. As always, you are going to find the longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carbonyl group. Okay, this is your carbonyl group. You can see that, right? Your carbonyl group. You have a carbon atom bonded to the oxygen atom by a double bond, and on the left side, you have a carbon atom. On the right side, you have a carbon atom. Okay, so this is a ketone. You have to check for a carbonyl group surrounded on the left and on the right by carbon atoms. Okay, so this is a ketone. Now, your longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carbonyl group will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can take this one. And then you are going to number the chain to give the carbonyl group the lower number. If you start from this side, you are going to have the carbonyl group on carbon number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, right? If you start from this side, you are going to have again the carbonyl group on carbon number 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so which one is the correct one? Like this or like this? So you can see whether you start from this side the carbonyl group will be on carbon number 3, or if you start from this side, the carbonyl group will be on carbon number 3. So you have to give this branch the lower number. The carbonyl group will still be on carbon number 3. So you have to start this side so that you can give this branch a lower number. So the branch will be on carbon number 2, not on carbon number 4. Okay, you have to give the branch a lower number. You can see that we are not violating the carbonyl group. The carbonyl group will still be on carbon number 3. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can see you still have your carbonyl group on carbon number 3 and you have a branch on carbon number 2. Okay, so this is a branch known as methyl. Okay, methyl. Now you are going to always name the branches first. Okay, after you are done with your numbering, you are going to always name the branches first if branches are present. You have one branch on carbon number 2, so you are going to have 2 methyl, right? 2 methyl. Always put a hyphen between a number and the letter. Always put a hyphen. So you have 2 methyl. Okay, you are done naming the branch. Now you are going to name the parent chain. The parent chain is made up of 5 carbon atoms. Okay, so you are going to use the prefix pentan. Okay, pentan, and you have to locate your carbonyl group. Your carbonyl group is on carbon number 3. Okay, you're going to have 3 and you follow this with the suffix ONE. Okay, ONE. Okay, so the full name is 2-methyl pentan 3-on. Okay, now question 3. Write down the IUPAC name of the following compound. Okay, this is the compound. Again, this is a ketone. You can see this is your carbonyl group, right? This is your carbonyl group. You can see on the left side, you have a carbon atom, and on the right side, you have a carbon atom. This compound is a ketone because you have a carbonyl group surrounded on the left side by a carbon atom and on the right side by a carbon atom. Okay, so you have to check for this. Always, for you to know that you are dealing with a ketone, you have to check for this. Remember, the letter R represents carbon atoms that are surrounding this carbonyl group. Okay, so now this is a ketone. We are going to name this ketone. You can see you don't have any branch. No branches are present. Okay, so as always, let me close this. Find the longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carbonyl group. You don't have any branch. So the longest continuous carbon chain that contains the carbonyl group will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you have 7 carbon atoms and number the chain to give the carbonyl group the lower number. You can see you have to start from the left so that you can give the carbonyl group the lower number, not from the right. If you start from the right, you are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are going to have the carbonyl group on carbon number 5. But if you start from the left, you are going to have the carbonyl group on carbon number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So you have to start from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, after you are done numbering, you can now start with the naming. Okay, always name the branches first if branches are present. You don't have any branch. No branches are present. Okay, and then you are going to name the chain or the parent chain last. So the parent chain is made up of 7 carbon atoms. You are going to use the prefix heptane. Okay, heptane. And then you have to locate your carbonyl group. You have your carbonyl group on carbon number 3. Okay, and now you can follow this with the suffix ONE, 1. Okay, ONE, 1. Now you have heptane 3-on. Okay, we are done with part 6 of 9. Please check for part 7 of 9. Okay, until next time, I will talk to you soon.